Hello, very good evening. Welcome to tonight's Mega News at 6 live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate. The news is also coming with local, international business, sports, entertainment. My name is El Samuels. We'll first take a look at the headlines. Accra at a standstill. Floodwaters exposes city in crisis. In business, Ghana's veterinary infrastructure receives major World Bank-funded boosts. On the international front, a man 21 pulled alive from Venezuela rebels after 106 hours trapped. Details of the stories and more coming up. Accra is once again counting the cost of heavy rains after widespread flooding brought parts of the capital to a standstill. Major roads became impassable, homes and businesses were inundated, and thousands of commuters were stranded as floodwaters overwhelmed drains and key transport routes. The latest incident has renewed concerns over poor drainage, unplanned development, and the city's preparedness for extreme weather. Heavy rains turned sections of Accra into rivers, bringing traffic to a near halt and disrupting economic activities across the capital. Motorists were left stranded for hours as floodwaters submerged major roads, forcing some residents to abandon their vehicles while others search for alternative routes. Residents in low-lying communities battle rising water levels that entered homes, shops, destroying household items, merchandise, and other valuable properties. Pedestrians waded through waist-deep water to reach safety, whilst emergency responders and volunteers assisted those trapped by the floods. The flooding has once again exposed long-standing challenges, including choked drains, indiscriminate dumping of waste, and rapid urban development that has reduced natural waterways. Many residents say the rescuing floods have become an annual nightmare, calling authorities to implement lasting flood control measures rather than temporary intervention. As assessments continue, disaster management officials are urging public to avoid flooded areas, remain alert to weather updates, and cooperate with emergency responders. For many in Accra, the latest floods are a stark reminder that until critical drainage and urban planning challenges are addressed, the city will remain vulnerable whenever heavy rains fall. Meanwhile, the Greater Accra Regional Minister has directed Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives MMDCs to step up emergency response and also rescue operations following the widespread flooding triggered by the heavy rains across parts of the region. The Greater Accra Regional Minister has instructed all Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives to immediately intensify flood response and rescue operations within their respective jurisdictions. This follows heavy rains that has caused flooding in several communities, disrupting transport, displacing residents, and damaging property. The minister is urging local authorities to mobilize emergency teams, support affected residents, and ensure swift clearance of blocked drains to restore normalcy. Disaster response agencies, including NADMO and emergency services, are also being coordinated to assist in ongoing rescue and relief efforts. Residents in flood-prone areas have been advised to move to safer ground and cooperate with emergency officials as intervention continues. The directive forms part of efforts to reduce the impact of the floods and prevent further risk to lives and property as rains persist. Away from the ministry, the Greater Accra Minister's Office, the Ministry of Health, MOH, is warning of a possible cholera outbreak following the widespread flooding in Accra, urging residents to take urgent precautions as stagnant water and poor sanitation condition raises public health risk. The Ministry of Health had issued a public health alert warning of a possible cholera outbreak in parts of Accra following days of heavy flooding. According to the health officials, floodwaters have contaminated water sources and worsened sanitation conditions in several communities, increasing the risk of a waterborne disease. The ministry is urging residents to boil or treat drinking water, maintain proper hygiene, and avoid consuming food exposed to flood waters. Health surveillance teams have been deployed to monitor suspected cases and support early detection efforts in areas. Hospitals and clinics have also been placed on alert to respond to any potential surge in diarrhea diseases. Authorities are appealing to the public to report symptoms such as severe diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration early to prevent complications. The ministry says preventive measures are critical at this stage as the city works to recover from the flooding impacts.
The government has temporarily suspended ongoing public sector salary negotiations as it accelerates the establishment of a new emolument commission to centralize and regulate determination of public sector pay.
Government has put a hold on all ongoing salary and conditions of service negotiation with the public sector unions. The decision comes as preparation intensifies for the rollout of the Emolument Commission, which is expected to take over the management and harmonization of public sector compensation. Authority says the move is aimed at ending fragmented negotiations across institutions and ensuring a more structured and transparent pay system. Public sector unions engaged in various discussions have been informed of the temporary suspension with government, assuring that outstanding issues will be addressed under the new framework. A Emolument Commission is expected to streamline salaries, reduce disparities, and improve fiscal planning once fully operational. However, labor groups are expected to closely monitor the process, with concerns likely to emerge over the transition period and potential delays in resolving pending demands. Government maintains that the reform is part of a broader effort to improve efficiency and fairness in public sector remuneration.
The Ghana Education Service GES has dismissed reports suggesting it has introduced a new policy prohibiting teachers from disciplining a student. The service says the claims are false and has urged the public to rely only on official communications.
The Ghana Education Service has denied circulating or approving any directive that prevents teachers from disciplining students in schools. In a statement, the service described the report as false and misleading, emphasizing that no new policy has been introduced regarding student discipline. GES clarified that schools are still expected to maintain discipline in accordance with the existing education regulations and child protection guidelines. The service urged teachers, parents, and students and the general public to disregard the misinformation and verify any policy update through its official communication channels. GES further reaffirmed its commitment to creating safe, orderly, and conducive learning environment whilst ensuring that disciplinary measures respect the rights and dignity of every learner.
Away from the GES, we move straight to the corridors. The High Court has fixed July 20th for judgment in the ongoing criminal trial involving the businessman and politician Bernard Ntwi-Bosia, popularly known as Wontumi, in a case linked to alleged illegal mining activities.
The High Court has set July 20th as the day to deliver judgment in a trial involving Bernard Ntwi-Bosia, also known as Wontumi, allegations connected to illegal mining activities. The court arrived at the decision after both prosecution and defense concluded their final submission. The case, which has drawn significant public attention, centers on claims of unlawful mining operations and related environmental concerns. The accused has consistently denied wrongdoing, with his legal team maintaining that he is not guilty of the charges brought against him. The judgment is expected to determine the next legal steps in the high-profile case. Court proceedings continue to attract interest as stakeholders await the final ruling scheduled for mid-July.
On that note, we go for a break. While we return, we'll bring you the business stories.
Ghana, a nation built on the blood and toil of our forefathers. We have come this far. through faith and unity. Now is the time to pause, give thanks, seek the face of God, and renew our commitment to the future of our nation. It is in this spirit that our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, invites all Ghanaians to join in the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. The theme for this year is Resetting Our Values to Build the Ghana We Want. Date, Wednesday, 1st July 2026. Christian service, State House Forecourt, 8 a.m. All must be seated by 7 a.m. Muslim service, National Mosque, Kanda, 12:30 p.m. All must be present by 11:30 a.m. It's time to renew our minds and build the beautiful Ghana we all desire. Come, let's stand together in faith, united for Ghana. The National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving, resetting our values to build the Ghana we want.
Welcome back from the break. You're still live on the evening bulletin. Mega News at 6. On the business deck, Ghana's veterinary service was set for a major upgrade following a new investment supported by the World Bank aimed at strengthening animal health system, disease surveillance, and food safety across the country.
Ghana's veterinary infrastructure is receiving a significant boost following a new development support package backed by the World Bank. The intervention is expected to improve animal health services, expand laboratory capacity, and enhance the country's ability to detect and respond to livestock diseases. Authorities say the investment will also strengthen disease surveillance systems, helping to protect both livestock production and public health. Key components of the project include upgrading veterinary laboratories, improving field operations, and training personnel to respond more effectively to outbreaks. Officials believe the initiative will contribute to safer food production, increase livestock productivity, and improve livelihood for farmers across the country. The project forms part of the broader efforts to modernize Ghana's agriculture and public health systems.
Away from the agribusiness, we go to the exchange rate, where the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC has issued a strong warning to fintech companies operating in Ghana, urging them to comply with a 31st August registration deadline or risk sanctions, including possible suspensions of operations.
The Security and Exchange Commission has reminded all fintech firms operating in Ghana to complete their registration process by 31st of August. According to the Commission, the deadline forms part of efforts to ensure proper regulation and supervision of digital financial service providers in the country. SEC cautioned that firms that fail to comply with the directive risk facing regulatory sanctions, including suspension of the operation. The Commission says the move is aimed at strengthening investor protection, improving transparency, and ensuring stability within the Ghana's growing fintech sector. It asks that all unregistered operators must regularize their status before the deadline to avoid enforcement actions. SEC is urging industry players to treat the directive as urgent and ensure full compliance within the stipulated time frame.
Up next is sports and entertainment right after this break.
MBN Jasuni Fremi Ejahima Sawupa Sawuba MBN Jasua Fremi 0245 88 2128 MBN Jasu Kameho na yendi eja at the right place.
Welcome back. Now on the sporting from government has officially ended its free ticket distribution program for the 2026 FIFA World Cup after allocating a total of 2,922 tickets to selected stakeholders, officials, and supporters, bringing the initiative to a close ahead of the tournament knockout phase.
Government has concluded its free World Cup ticket scheme following the distribution of 2,922 tickets for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Officials said the initiative was designed to support national engagement and enable selected groups, including stakeholders and supporters, to experience the tournament. With allocation completed, authorities have confirmed that no further free ticket releases will be made under the program. The scheme, which ran during the early stages of the tournament, has now officially been closed as attention shifts fully to knockout phase. Government sources indicated the decision was also influenced by logistical consideration and the need to streamline support efforts going forward. The 2026 World Cup continues with intense knockout fixtures as nations compete for a place in the quarter final and beyond.
Away from sports, we go to the entertainment segment where Teyana Taylor has been crowned Icon of the Year at the Star Bet Awards.
Teyana Taylor has been crowned Icon of the Year at the Star Bet Awards. The honor, presented at the annual Bet Award ceremony, recognizes her outstanding contribution to music, dance, acting, and cultural influence over the years. Taylor, who first rose to prominence as a recording artist and later expanded into choreography, directing, and film, was celebrated for her versatility and creative impact. The event brought together top names in entertainment with performances and tributes highlighting achievement across music and film. Organizers says the Icon of the Year award is reserved for individuals whose careers have significantly shaped the Black entertainment and inspired the next generation. Teyana Taylor's recognition marks another milestone in a career defined by artistic reinvention and cross-industry success.
And that's it from the sports and entertainment desk. We go for break. When we return, we'll bring you the international stories.
What a glorious, glorious God we serve. I am inviting you to our moment of miracle service every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday morning. It's a time of prayer for healing, deliverance, for miracles, testimonies. It's more of a healing and prayer service. And God still heals because Malachi 3:6 says, I am the Lord, and I change it not. As he did in the days of John and Peter, he's still doing it in our days. And so I'm personally inviting you, and I'm willing to receive you in the house of God this very Tuesday for the moment of miracle service. As you come, if you are sick, come. If you are troubled, come. Evil attacks, Tuesday morning is for you. God bless you as we see you this Tuesday. And I want to encourage you. I will always be on MBN TV, and also keep watching me on all our social media platforms. God richly bless you. More direction, call the number on the screen. Remember this, even though we have churches all across the nation, especially the villages, we are located in Nungwa, Adogon. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.
On a foreign front, our first place of call will be in Venezuela, where a 21-year-old man has been rescued alive from debris in Venezuela after surviving for 106 hours trapped under rubble following a building collapse triggered by severe structural damage and emergency conditions.
A remarkable rescue operation has brought a 21-year-old man out alive after spending 106 hours trapped beneath rubble in Venezuela. Emergency teams worked tirelessly at the disaster site, carefully removing debris in a race against time as hopes of survival began to fade. Rescue officials say the man was discovered responsive after days without food or water, marking a real survivor amidst challenging conditions. The operation involved coordinated efforts from firefighters, emergency responders, and medical teams who stabilized the victim before transporting him to hospital. Authorities have not yet confirmed the full circumstances leading to the collapse, but says investigations are underway. Rescue have been described as a powerful moment of hope amidst widespread destruction and ongoing recovery efforts in affected areas.
From the Latin America, we go straight to Africa, where authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo have imposed a ban on mass gathering in the capital as part of urgent measures to curb the spread of Ebola following new confirmed cases.
Authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo have banned mass gathering in the capital in an effort to contain the spread of Ebola. The decision comes after health officials confirmed new cases of the viral disease, prompting highlighted public health measures. Officials say restrictions aimed at limiting person-to-person transmission in densely populated areas, especially where large gathering increase the risk of exposure. Public events including social, religious, and political gatherings have been suspended until further notice as surveillance and contact tracing efforts intensify. Health teams have been deployed across affected zones to monitor symptoms, isolate suspected cases, and reinforce hygiene protocols. Authorities are urging residents to adhere strictly to safety guidelines, including frequent hand washing and avoiding physical contact where possible. Government says measures are temporary but necessary to control the outbreak and prevent further spread.
And as it for this evening, our mega news at 6 live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate. But before we take leave, let's take a second look at the stories making headlines.
Accra at a standstill, floodwaters exposes city in crisis. In business, Ghana's veterinary infrastructure receives major World Bank-funded boosts. On the international front, a man 21 pulled alive from Venezuela rubble after 106 hours trapped.
Thanks for staying with us. For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. Do have a good evening.